Okay, so ignore if you can hear. Very loud rain right now. I think when it's raining this hard, it should be illegal to have to go to work. You know what I mean? So I'm not thrilled about that. But anyway, before that, I got a cover for, I think I might have talked about this last month, but I am moving into a Hobonichi cousin for 2025 because I was using, I was kind of toying with the idea of doing so. And so I bought on like super sale this Hobonichi Techo. This is the original A6. To see if I kind of liked the extra journaling going on there, and I love it. I love it so much. So I have a Hobonichi cousin for 2025, and I got a cover for it from an Etsy shop. Oh gosh, I think it's called like Abigail Crafts or something. I'm gonna try and remember to put a link below because they're super cute. Andy showed me this person who makes planner covers, I think a whole bunch of different sizes, but look at this pattern. Are you kidding? It's all these little like pastel cats and teacups. So cute. It actually reminds me of a tarot deck I have. The name of it I don't remember, but shoot, I don't remember what it is. Anyway, I'm so excited about it. So my plan right now is that this is gonna be kind of my, because I love journaling. And so right now I have my tarot journal, which I do every morning. I love it so much, but I feel like I kind of wanted something to more record like life stuff, because that is pretty much strictly tarot, and I realized I could make it like a bullet journal type thing, but I don't want to. I like it being a tarot journal. So anyway, I've seen a bunch of people doing like memory keeping with Hobonichi cousins and Techos and stuff, and I love that idea. So that's the plan with this. So this is very much going to be like a fun memory keeping planner, because I showed last month how I have this one. This is just like an undated Archer and Olive weekly. It's got week and month spreads. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to do the cousin because, or one of the other things I kind of like couldn't decide with this versus like the Techo A6 was that the cousin has the monthly and weekly spreads, and I was like, gosh, it feels kind of like redundant. So then I didn't just buy this, but it's relatively new. Like I haven't gotten a ton of a ways into it. So I was like, well, I don't, like that feels wasteful if I just stop using it now, even though it's undated, so you can kind of like go back to it whenever you want. But here's what I decided, is that I love filling out this, but this is very much what I use for all like kind of, I don't know if like admin stuff is the right term, but I have everything in here, like the calendar is filled out with all the things going on for the month. Work stuff, I put kind of like to-do lists in here for at home and for work, because I will bring this with me to work. And originally I was using the Techo to kind of be like a scrap paper / memory keeping journal, so I was bringing that to work too, and just found I wasn't using it. I found it more helpful to just have more like to-do lists in here. And so then it dawned on me of like, you know, I love doing this, but sometimes it can cause me anxiety in terms of like, I get a lot of like, I think the term is like demand avoidance ? Like when there are plans, I get a lot of demand avoidance around that, which just kind of makes me anxious. And so while I'm filling out this weekly planner, it is helpful for me to put what's going on for that week, but it doesn't always feel like a joyful activity. You know what I mean? And so I was like, and I mostly really use it for work, which is fine, like work and sort of like, again, any sort of events or plans. And so my idea is I'm gonna keep this for that. This is gonna be all like the admin, the classic planner kind of stuff is what I'm trying to say. And then this I'm going to entirely use, at least this is my idea right now, for fun. This is gonna be the fun at-home journal. Like, I'll fill this out. This won't come with me to work. Like, it's not gonna touch anything of that sort. We're not gonna put any events in it, any plans, unless, you know, it's like when I get back from them for the daily page, if I want to journal about it, that's like the extent to how it's gonna go down. Because for me, again, since it's like that demand avoidance, typically I feel a lot of anxiety about the event as it's coming up, but then once I go to the event, I can enjoy myself, and then when I come back, I can, you know, it's sort of like, you know, that was fun, you know. And so I think that would just be a nice separation for me. Yeah, so I'm trying to gather ideas right now of what to do with the month and week spreads in there. I have a few ideas. Like for the month, I'm like, well, I could like, it'd be kind of fun. I love quotes. I think it'd be fun in the monthly to kind of like collect quotes when I want to, or whether it's like something I've looked up or saw or was in a book I'm reading. That's an idea. I don't know. I'm really collecting a lot of ideas right now because, of course, a lot of people, so far that I'm finding, use the planners for planning. Makes a lot of sense. So I'm having a hard time finding ideas where it's like it's purely just not even planning related, just fun. Like, so the term I'm keep seeing is like an archiving journal. So I'm getting close to finding what I want for ideas, but yeah, I'm so excited. I think it looks so cute. Yay. Planner update. I was also just looking at this video so far, and I feel like I might have deleted some clips because it was empty. I don't know. Don't remember. See, the beauty of this style of monthly wrap-up is that I don't have to think about it or I don't have to like try and remember my month, really, is the thing. Downside is that I don't remember, so if things are missing, I don't remember what I found and what I didn't. I don't know. Whatever. I think I'm definitely missing some things. But my updates. We're getting towards the end of the month now, and well, I have another plannery update. I showed my new cover. Eek. She's so cute, from my Hobonichi cousins. But the other thing I've been looking into is, see, now I feel like I talked about this last time. I don't know. Whatever. I've probably already done it, so I need to not think about it, like repeating myself. Anyway, I've been doing a lot of digging into the best fountain pens to use for Hobonichi, because previously, like when I used my weeks, I probably made it like half the year with the weeks until just like for just like regular old planning, until it just wasn't really working for me anymore. I was using the Sarasa, the like vintage color pack Zebra Sarasa pens. They're just like clicker, are they gel pens? They might be gel pens, but kind of like your standard pen, because that's what I saw recommended. And I feel like whenever I was trying my fountain pens, they were like smudging and really bleeding through the paper because for regular old use, I really like medium nib fountain pens, so that's what I had. So anyway, but I really, coming back to Hobonichi use now, I feel like what I really miss is using the fountain pens, because I think that's just part of the process and fun for me. It's like feeling like I'm using these really special pens where like just gel clicker pens. There's so many nice ones, like I'm not shading that at all. I think just for me and my brain, I'm like, I use those at work, like where here when I'm at home, I use my fountain pens and it just like feels different and like special. I don't know. So I think that was an aspect I was missing. And so I did a lot of Reddit digging to see like, because I know I've seen people use fountain pens, and there's one that I was watching. I think her name is Helen from Coffee Monsters Co., the like big planner sticker maker. And she uses this, it's a clicker fountain pen, which is so cool, in her journals. And it comes out beautifully, but that one is rather expensive, because I love my fountain pens, but at the same time, I'm not looking to spend really, like, probably my most expensive one is like in the $20 range, you know? Because it's like, while I like them, I'm like, that's not my big interest. So, anyway. So I wanted to find something that was a bit on the more affordable side. I don't want to use the word affordable because that is like so relative. I mean like the $15 and under range. That's what I'll say. And so I found the recommendation, and also like the ink situation, because I was like, I know it definitely also has to do with the inks I'm using, which is all random stuff, because I do have a few full-size bottles now. But other than that, I mostly work off of the Goulet pen samples so that I can always have different colors. Anyway, so long story short, with my digging, it actually ended up being a pen that I already had, that I knew I loved. Like, it really caught me by surprise with how much I loved it, because it's probably the most inexpensive pen I have. But I have it in the medium nib, which is not super conducive to the Hobonichi setup. So, but these pens are like $5 and under, depending on like where you're buying it from, things like that. So I got a fine nib one. It is the Platinum Preppy fountain pens. So this is my new fine nib one. I had a red one that's medium nib that I got from Jet Pens. This one I got off Amazon, and so Amazon has like a few kind of varying prices, but I want to say, you know what, let's just check now. Jet Pens, I remember I tried it because I was like wanted to get the free shipping, and I just needed a few dollars, and it was so inexpensive. And it's so funny because, again, it's probably my favorite one. If it's not my favorite, it follows closely behind the Koiko Sport. I do really, really like this one, but again, this is a medium nib, so... Okay. So the Platinum Preppy is... Oh, okay, so typically they are $5.50. So maybe I did get it cheaper on Amazon. I don't know, whatever. And then the ink, everyone was saying, so I usually like fill the ink cartridges myself, but you can get like the pre-filled ink cartridges. And so everyone said to do the carbon ink from the Platinum brand, because it's like the combo of this ink with that pen. It doesn't smudge, like it dries quick and doesn't bleed through. And so I have really found that that's the case. Now, I think the other thing is that I was doing was pressing too hard on the paper when I was writing, so I'm working on that as well. And I did also get one of their pencil boards, which I hadn't had before because, I don't know, I wasn't convinced it was something you needed, which is so funny because I'm like, well, I feel like with these sorts of things, it's like, why would they, obviously there's things that you can get accessory-wise that you don't need, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, they put these pencil boards out every single year. A lot of people I've seen using Hobonichi have them, and so it's just, if you haven't seen them, this is mine. So cute. So cute. And so just, you put it behind the page, and it just gives like a flat surface, but I've also found it makes it a little bit easier for me since I think it's like when I was writing and it just was like the rest of the paper behind it, I was pressing hard because it's like it was a softer surface. So this makes it like just a harder surface to write on, so it's easier for me to not press so hard with the pen. So that's that. The other thing I got for it is I bought a pack of these like bands on Amazon. I think I got like 5 of them for $3 or something, because this is meant to stay closed with a pen, which I can do with this, and my plan was just to like keep this pen purely with this planner, but I really like this pen, as I've said. So to keep it closed, I got one of these bands, so it's perfect. But my real motivation for getting those bands, because I didn't really feel like I needed it for that, but my other Hobonichi I have now is, if you haven't seen, Dawn Michelle put on her channel, she's doing this new, what'd you get, like process, I guess, question mark, way of living, for 2025, that she's calling Gamifying Life. And it's the concept of basically like creating a reward system for yourself around just doing things every day that just help you meet the goals you want to meet. And so, which I've seen around, especially in the ADHD sphere, because a lot of people talk about how, because like a reward is direct, like it provides dopamine somehow, which an ADHD brain is deficient in, and so, which is why a lot of times like keeping up with certain things can be difficult. And so adding in a system like this provides the reward for tasks that maybe don't feel like they're rewarding, you know what I mean? Like if they're just boring. And so, I shouldn't say if they're just boring, that's really putting it lightly. But anyway, and so, but what Dawn Michelle did is she kind of, for herself, set it up RPG style, which, oh my gosh, the way it just lit up my brain of like, yes, because I've been trying to find ways to incorporate that ADHD advice, but it just like I couldn't wrap my head around it because some of the systems out there are so complicated. I'm like, oh, I don't know. And so I also love RPG style things, so when Dawn Michelle put this out, I'm like, I'm going to do exactly that. Anyway, so her system, she's using a weeks to keep track purely of this practice, and so I also now have a weeks. It was a little bit of an excuse for me to buy this weeks that I love so much that came out this year. It's the Yumi Kirigishi collab from this year. How stinking cute. So this is the weeks, one of the like hardcover ones. I wouldn't call it truly hardcover. It's very flexible, and so I have a band on this too, and this one was kind of more my motivation because since these covers are flexible to kind of like bend and do that like flat book style that Hobonichi is known for, when I already like adding some stickers and other paper and stuff in there, it wasn't like closing right. So the band makes it perfectly fine. So I'm very excited about this. Basically it's breaking up your life into, or the things you do throughout the day, into different categories where you earn points throughout the day. And so I'll show mine. This is my layout. This is like my cover page. So I have, and again, I am also following the RPG style. So it's like, it's skills. It's copied around the idea of skills in RPGs. So I have intelligence, which for me is engaging with special interests. Charisma, which is anything around like personal relationships. Strength is physical well-being. Wisdom is mental well-being. Survival is any sort of mundane chores. And then revelry is play/creativity, which I kind of was going back and forth on, because I'm like, well, like I have a special interest category, like do I just put play into that as well? But I decided to separate it out because thinking on it, I realized that engaging with special interest and pure play a lot of times can be two different things for me, because not everything I do for my special interests feels like play necessarily, and then things that I do for fun and play also don't necessarily incorporate with a special interest. Because for me, my big ones, of course, are tarot and gardening. And then there's some other things that I don't know that don't necessarily have like a certain category. I don't know. But yes, where then like for like something I already put down in my revelry list is like playing video games. I really like playing video games. Does it like hit into that special interest category for me though? No, it doesn't. So anyway, decided to split those up. So I'm really excited. I think it's gonna like work really well. I haven't decided on any sort of reward system for myself or anything, because I'm kind of curious to see if, I think at least for the first little bit, the earning points might end up being enough of a reward for my brain, but we'll see. I might just throw in, probably what's gonna happen is like as I feel like it, I'm gonna throw in rewards. Or like if there's something I want to do or want to buy, maybe just for that week I say like, I make like a week by week like deal with myself of like, okay, if by the end of the week I get this many points in this area, then I can get the thing I already know I want. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. We'll see. But I think that's the rest of the planner update. It's so cute. It's so cute. I love it so much. Yeah. Okay, welcome to the mess. That is my desk yet again. So, we are past Christmas now. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. Yeah, because when you're seeing this, it won't happen that long ago. Yes. So I got back from visiting my parents yesterday, and so today is the 27th, so I'm starting to think about my year ahead envelope readings a la Lisa Pepez from last year, which I really, really loved. And I don't know if you think I can like build upon is quite the right terminology to use, because it's actually a bit of a paring back, but I always think it's so cool with certain practices, how it's like I can tell I liked it, but it's like I refine it. I'm gonna refine it even further. So anyway, I brought out my 2 cards from this month just to show the decks I used this year, which was the Song of the Grandmothers and the Gentle Tarot, and I really, really liked using these two together. Of course, same artist for both, so really enjoyed that. And so this is from Mari in the Sky, and this is by I'm thinking of her username. Hold on. Oh, that's so embarrassing. Kara Simons. I always have her username stuck in my head, Joyful Resonance. Long-time fan, very long-time fan of hers. And so she created this deck and Mari did the art. So of course they look beautiful together, and I really, really enjoyed the whole feel of these two decks. It felt like exactly what I needed this year. But what I noticed, oh, and also it was my way with the Gentle Tarot to really get into that big guidebook. I have the like separate bigger guidebook you can get for it. Really enjoyed that. But reflecting on the year, I think what I have noticed is what I really kind of focused in on each month tended to be the Oracle card, and I think it's just because I had these sitting on my reading desk and it was easier for me I think because it's got a keyword right there. It's like when I was glancing at them, you know, if I look at Four of Wands, I can come up with meanings, of course, but what always caught my eye was this keyword up here, like honesty. You know, looking at that and seeing honesty, that's easier throughout the month for me to kind of reflect on that word. And so while I do feel like the tarot definitely added something and I enjoyed my time with it, I don't know if it necessarily added enough for me to want to do an oracle and a tarot next year. So what I've decided is to actually just bring it down to one oracle card. And I'm probably going to leave it sitting on this desk rather than my reading desk, because my reading desk I kind of go to usually just once a day to do my morning polls, and then I'm sitting here for whatever time I'm home for and doing stuff. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So, but I still really enjoyed my time with these. Again, I think it's just really cool to try new things and see how they work and reflect on that. And so I kind of been going back and forth between two decks. I think I have my mind made up, but I wanted to bring them both out. So I've got here the Weaver's Oracle and the Mysteries of the Black Madonna. Oh boy. Because I wanted something, my goal for this year is to really reconnect with the idea and concept of sacredness and, like, I don't know, just having special practices in that way, because I really did not engage with that sort of energy at all this year. That just was what kind of went by the wayside, and that's okay, but I would like to consciously bring that back. And both of these decks feel like they do that for me. Both of these decks are ones that I'd really love to just really get into. And I'm just wondering, okay, what I do like about the Weavers is that it does also relate an animal. But neither of them are ones that always have a keyword. Although this one, I guess they're not always related to an animal. We've got Kindle, Lament, Solitude. And this one renames the cards, so it might not be as easy for me to look at it and really come up with a meaning. I think I am also... but this one, the stories are very memorable, I will say. Where this one, it sort of takes me a while to get to what the message is talking about, but I think to me it's feeling like when it comes to this deck, this might really be the way I can come to an understanding with this deck and really, like, I think this could be just like the way for me to use it, where the Mysteries of the Black Madonna, you know what could be interesting actually, is I think I'm kind of settled on using this deck for this practice. But my idea, of course, is to really, like, what the thing I think I was missing this year with truly just the location of the cards was that I don't really feel like I went through and did readings on the ideas in here. It was more like I opened them at the beginning of the month, and then at the end of the month just kind of did a reflection on where those themes showed up, which was awesome. That was really good to do. However, I do think I'd like to do readings around the card, and I'm thinking it could be really, really cool to use this for readings, to do with this, because I think also what I'm thinking is I want to connect to a more spiritual practice again this year, and I think what I like about the Weavers is that it doesn't feel specific to any sort of like pantheon or religion or anything like that, where the Black Madonna, while the cards itself, it ties in how the Madonna reflects so many different pantheons and goddesses across that. Still, like, when it comes down to it, what is being shown is Mary, and that's where this deck lands for me, and so I think it might be better for me to keep it a bit general, but I think it'd be really, really cool to use this deck to do readings for those cards. I think that's what we've landed on. That sounds good. So, for my 2025 cards, we are going to just have Weavers cards. And that's it. I'm going to have a Weaver for every month and see how that goes. Yeah, I think what I'm really thinking is doing like the Black Madonna as an oracle, and then maybe using the Tarot of the Crone as the tarot, because both of those are decks that I'd really like to spend time with this coming year, and I think those three decks, like this with Black Madonna and Tarot of the Crone, I feel like that's such a vibe. Okay, alright, so I've got my envelopes. What's nice about repeating practices is that I've already got the supplies. So last year I did like stencils and stuff. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think that was fun and looked really pretty. Did it matter? No, because I kind of just tore them up to open them, because I do not open them gracefully. So I think we're just gonna write it. I think that's what we're gonna do. Do I need to be doing this on camera? Is that gonna be so annoying? It might be. Alright, we'll pause, write these out, come back, shuffle, get these cards situated. Alright, we got that done, so let's get to the cards. These are rather large cards, so we're gonna have to do a bit of a sideways shuffle. Okay, I'd be so curious to know, does anyone else have like very certain numbers that are these even gonna fit? Wait a second. Should have tested that out. I want to pull right from the top. Not looking, but, oh no. Rats. Okay, well these don't go, they don't fit. Okay, well, we're not gonna have sealed envelopes this year. That's fine. Alright, I'm gonna do it this way. Just stick them in like this. Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. I've got a spot to keep them where I wouldn't be able to view them, so hopefully it just doesn't damage anything, but that's fine. We're working with what we got. Didn't even think of that. These are so big. Anyway, what I was saying, I'm curious if anyone else has a, like, when you're shuffling, do you shuffle to a certain number? Do you shuffle until it feels right? Because for me, if it's something like, I don't know, if it's my daily draw or something that just feels like a bigger reading, it's 7. But if I'm doing like a quick reading throughout the day, it's 4. Don't really know why. 7 makes sense to me. That's just like a number that shows up a lot, but I don't know where 4 came from. Oh, I'm very excited about this. I think this is going to be an awesome year with the Weavers. I think this is going to be very rewarding. I just feel it. Okay, so let's now get them back in the correct order. Okay, so we're just going to set them up like this. I think that's fine. It is what it is, you know? They're meant to be used, right? Okay, cool. So I'm going to show you where I keep these just for fun, and then I'm going to show you my idea of where I want to have the card sitting. Okay, so this is my reading desk with my morning reading from today still on there, but this is where I had the cards before, and I just think, and it looks cool there, but anyway, I just don't look over there that often. But anyway, this little shelf situation is where I've been keeping the envelopes. So I've got both guidebooks here, which actually, you can take these down. Oh, it's so weird. Like, I never stick with a whole thing for a year, so it's weird switching out now because I've been looking at these there for a year. But very cool. So I think we're gonna, yeah, oh yeah. And you know what, I'm gonna put them on this second one because I feel like that'll keep them a little protected. You know what we'll do? We're gonna take this and also put this here to like hold them in. Perfect. And then we'll put the guidebook on the top. Awesome. Love it. Oh, okay, and then where I want to keep the card instead is I've got this little shelf thing. Ignore all the nail polish. I've got a nail polish shelves now, and it did come with a third one that I need to hang so I can fit everything. So, but I've been keeping all my pocket deities from the Etsy store Magic Deary. I love these, and so I thought it'd be cool to put the card there with all my, oh, I'm missing one. All my pocket deities. Actually, that's not. I do have one that I keep over here. I've got Hecate. She lives on my reading desk. Oh, they're so awesome. I just think they're so cool. So yeah, I think that'd be so cool. This is my desk where I do like everything. And so I think it'd be nice to just have it right in my face there. Yeah, so that's the plan. Watching Dawn and Lisa's Baldur's Gate stream on Twitch. They are on Twitch now. So yes, catching up. Okay, had to show my new fish son. Oh my god, here he comes. Out of his mushroom house. He's so cute. His name is Tommy Bahama. I won him at a white elephant, which is strange. I feel like giving live creatures as your white elephant gift is an odd move. But at least, you know, I'm glad that I'm the one who ended up with him, because now I will love and cherish him forever. Oh, jeez Louise, banging it to the side. He's so cute. He's red. I love him so much. He loves hanging out in that little mushroom house, which is the cutest thing. Truly of all time. So yeah, my new son. Okay, I just realized I completely forgot to do my December monthly spread here. We're in a new journal. I think I showed that. Archer and Olive, the winter. Yeah. Did I have other thoughts? I don't think so. So I printed out my month title and some extra stickers. I just found these on Canva onto this, I don't know what it's referred to as. I don't know if it's like, I call it washi sticker paper because it's that kind of texture, and I could just cut it out. Very fun. I've showed this before, but yeah, I haven't really stopped doing this, especially to get titles for stuff, because I do not have neat handwriting even in the slightest. So stuff like this is really nice, and then I also don't have to have a bunch of like different fonts of stamps or letter stickers around, things like that. Oh my gosh, did I print on the wrong side? Rats. I printed on the wrong side. Okay. Hold, please. Okay. I think we're good now. I don't know if I said before, the only thing with this paper, and you know, could for sure also have to do with the ink my printer uses, I don't know. I'm gonna guess it's mostly the paper though, is that it just takes a bit to dry, so I need to print it and then let it sit for a bit before I do anything with it. So, not a big deal, but sometimes it's a weird little block for the old ADHD brain. So I'm gonna guess that's why this hasn't happened until now. Along with just forgetting. Okay, so let's get that down nicely. Beautiful. Okay, I think I'm just gonna keep it simple. Sometimes I'll do like a cut paper situation, but I'm just not feeling that. I think we're just gonna make a box with some markers and add these stickers. I guess I could have cut these out off camera, but here we are. And as a recap, if you haven't seen me do this before, this page is where I put all of my deck favorites from the month, and this is where my cards of the month go. Something else I'm excited about with switching to the Weaver's Oracle for next year. Again, while I loved using Song of the Grandmothers and Gentle Tarot, like a month like December, I'm going to put these in, and I'm like, it just doesn't fit the vibe. Where the Weavers, I feel like, is gonna fit with the page decor of every month, which, you know, wasn't my reasoning behind picking the deck, but I do enjoy the aesthetic parts of this kind of thing, so, you know, just a small detail I'm excited about. I am really excited to open that first card. I've got a good feeling about using that deck. Okay, everything is cut out. Probably what I should do first is put these down. I just print this is just regular sticker paper. That I use to print out the cards. And this page I've turned into just at the end of the month using this page to kind of write down a reflection on how the month went in terms of the themes those cards brought up. So let's use some green and red to make the little box here. I think that would look nice. I'm obsessed with this metal ruler I got. I got it off of Amazon. I think it was like $2 or $3, but never realized how much I would enjoy just getting straight lines. Not that I was ever convinced I could just do it on my own. I know myself. I do not have the steadiest of hands by any means. But I have a wooden ruler, but it's one of those things where it's like the only ruler in our house. So it's constantly just not where I need it to be, because we use it for any of our ruler needs. And so I got this one that is also thinner, so I can keep it. Originally I got it to just put with my Hobonichi and just keep it in there, but I've been using it so much that it kind of just lives on my desk now. But really discovering worth it to have the the desk ruler. And I do also like too that it's got all these stencils in there. So like I've got these dots, so if I want to make a nice looking list here, I probably will actually use the dots. Oh, this is kind of fun to be doing this. Usually I do set this up in the beginning of the month, but like it doesn't really matter. I see now that I'm doing it now, and it's kind of fun. What do I want to do here? I think I want to put this holly, because I can set this up and actually fill it out immediately if I so choose, which I just might. Should I put the mistletoe up here? Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Then I'm just gonna write favorites up here as neatly as possible. We're gonna do all caps because that's where I get the most success with neat handwriting. Oh, okay. Did I spell favorites right? Why does that look so incorrect? I think that's the only, I think it's because it's all caps. Sometimes all caps also just like makes me second guess spelling, but I think I'm thinking of the UK spelling. Yeah. We're good. Okay. I've got these 3 other stickers. I don't have to use them all, obviously. but it would be fun to. It seems like a big empty space. Down now. We're gonna do the candles. Here. Even though it's a little see-through. Yeah, let's just put this over. Why not? Whatever. The nice thing with this paper, since it is that washi, is I can just remove it if when I'm going to write things in it's just not working out. Cute. Oh, I like the stars. That's fun. Ooh, I like that. Okay. Alright. So that's that. I'm gonna go fill this out, but actually the next thing you'll probably see is my favorites. Okay, let's get into the favorites from the month. I feel like I don't have a ton to talk about this month. Just because I feel like for a lot of people, December is it's just crazy with the holidays, so many different things to go to, and so it's hard to remember. And also just being really like off schedule, off course for a lot of the month. So, anyways, where do I even want to begin? Let's start with, see, I feel like I should have more stuff. A favorite from the month was definitely, I don't know if I showed this, I think I did, but my sister did it's my crochet hooks, an advent calendar for me and my twin sister where we had these little bags, these little like cotton bags to open every day. That was so much fun. Honestly, truly the highlight of my whole month, because even when something was stressful or like I had to go to something I didn't really want to go to, it's like I got to open my little present in the morning, and so that was fun. I got a lot of really cute stuff. Some of my favorite things though is she got me a bunch of stuff from this creator called the Clever Clove. Unfortunately, I'm gonna show some of it, but she was telling me that this creator is taking a break for a few years because they just had a baby, and so she got this stuff from, like, they had a big kind of shop clean out sale, so that's where she picked up a lot of this stuff. And I don't have it all here. I'm just gonna show the things I do have because they're these cute little woodland characters. So I got this library card pin, so cute. She had gotten me from this creator stickers that are on my iPad case. It says Henrietta the Hedgehog. It's their library card. It's a pin. Then the other thing I have just in this vicinity in my Hobonichi, is that where it is? No, it's in my pencil case. Hold on. Right here. These sticky notes with this little raccoon strawberry. Oh, they're just so cute. And I remember when I got those stickers, I loved it so much, and I had been meaning to look into the creator and never did, and then all these little things showed up from them, so that was really exciting. Loved that advent calendar. Oh gosh. No, I do have another favorite, and it's upstairs. Shoot. Do I want to go get it? I do, but walking upstairs, you know what I mean? We're gonna do it. Hold on. Okay. This was definitely a huge favorite from the month, so I needed to go get it. So this was one of the lovely Christmas gifts I got from Andy, and I had never seen anything about this before, but Andy's very up to date on like e-reader stuff. TikTok, I would say. I think she found this on TikTok. Anyway, it is this little MP3 player. Do I have something to show the size? Standard size tarot card anywhere? Yeah, let's do that. We all know that size, so why not? Okay, this is the tabletop tarot, which is standard size. So this is the size. So little, so cute. But I guess what a bunch of people are using this for is as a like pocket Kindle. And so I do have a Kindle. I really like it. I kind of flip back and forth between liking to read on that versus physical books. Especially if I'm in a reading rut, I find switching the mode of reading just helps that. I don't know why, but maybe it's because it feels new. Anyway, so Andy got one of these for me. It's so cute. It's in pink. And what I would kind of compare it to is like an iPod Touch, if you had one of those, somewhat back in the day now. So open it up and you can get any kind of app on it. But again, what people use it for, or in this realm I should say, is you can download the Kindle app and it turns into this like mini Kindle reader. It's so cool. And so, okay, which this might sound like kind of, see, there she is. Is it gonna focus? And perhaps this might sound redundant to some because you can get the Kindle app on your phone as well. However, the reason I'm loving this and the reason like Andy got into this too is like when because I do sometimes read books on my phone, especially like in quiet times at work. We're not supposed to read physical books, but sometimes I will just like pull it up on my phone if there's just nothing to do. And so, but what I notice though is that like with my phone, I get notifications, and so if I'm reading books on my phone, I will get very distracted by notifications, and so it's a very like disjointed, distracted reading experience. So the beauty of this is like even though you can download those kinds of apps, I have not. This is just for reading. And so this is, even the Kindle is like decently portable, but especially for something like going to work, things like that, I can bring this with me, prop it up like on my laptop, and for those slow moments when it's just like I have powered through my work, especially around the holidays, people just don't come into the library because there's so many things to do. I get it. And if they do, it's just for like a quick stop to like get the books they need and then they're out. And so that week before Christmas, especially, that was like my first week with this, truly I think we saw like 5 to 7 people the whole week. It was so slow. And so I had this propped it on my laptop and it's like just a little mini e-reader. It's just so fun. And I am a device girl. I love having just new technology, just little specific devices. I love it. I love it so much. So this was really fun and just like a portable little Kindle. And so I had it in my bag, or it's like, even like I got to an appointment early that week. And so I was just sitting in my car waiting and reading on this. Just a little bit more transportable than the Kindle, and also a little bit more discreet. Again, for those moments when I'm reading at work. Anyway, so that's for sure a favorite. Here's the brand, Oilski. It's an MP3 player, so super fun. That was definitely a highlight as well. Now I think the only other random favorite I have, yes, is my favorite nail polish from the month, because I've been really into just doing my own nails as of late, the last few months. And so I'm actually wearing it on my nails right now. It is this dark blue color from Mooncat called Into the Abyss. I got some new nail polishes with their winter sale they did at the beginning of the month, and my goal was, because I've pretty much just was getting their shimmer colors, because for getting like an indie nail polish, I think I just had it in my brain of like, well, I want to get the colors they have that are colors you can't really get at the drugstore, and so to me it's like their shimmers are like really, really special. And so I didn't have any of just their plain like cream colors. I think cream is what they call it, because I just was thinking like, well, I can get those in other, like, you know, like SE or OPI. I'm like, they have that, and it's not even really like that much cheaper, but it's a little cheaper. But then I have 2 OPI colors for the winter time. And what I noticed was with the Mooncat nail polishes, they were just chipping so much less, not as quickly, where the OPI colors, at least on, again, everyone's nails are different when it comes to this sort of thing, but it would be like the next day, always chipping. It was like I was always touching up throughout the week. And so I was like, okay, well, spending the few dollars more to have it last longer is worth it to me. And so that was kind of my goal. I wanted to get some colors from their cream stuff. So this was one of the ones I got, and I just love this so much this month. It's just the perfect kind of like navy blue color. And especially with these dark colors, the chip factor is just so much stronger. But I've had this on for 3 days now, and there are really only very slight chips at the end. So I think that's pretty good. So yeah, loving that discovery. I want to try some other nail polish brands. Specifically, I've seen Marlena from Marlena Teresa talk about the Lights Lacquer nail polish. I think that might be the next brand I try. But if there's other ones you really love, definitely let me know. And I'm looking kind of for more of the cream polishes. Anyways, so I think that's it for the, oh no, that's not it. The other thing I tried this month, or got this month from another winter sale, is Sticky Club. I got so many sticker sheets from Sticky Club, and then did end up signing up for their subscription once I got these, and just loved them so much. I haven't gotten that yet because I like just missed the cutoff for getting January, but I have a bunch of these sheets, and my reason for wanting to get these is because with all the journaling and planner keeping I'm doing this year, I really wanted sticker sheets instead of, I have a lot of like singular stickers or like big sticker books. I didn't really have any sticker sheets, and I wanted something that it's like I could put right with the planner, and then I could decorate and have like a really cohesive theme going on without needing to spend so much time making it cohesive if I didn't want to do that, because I could just use a whole sticker sheet and have it look really cohesive. So I got a bunch of fun stuff. They had so many different styles. Oh, this was one of my favorites, this like haunted fairy tale one. But yeah, this is definitely a favorite. I've not even really used them yet because, again, I kind of wanted to save it for the New Hobonichi I'm doing, and I don't know, I'm really, really excited about this, and to just have these sticker sheets, because with this kind of case, it's got pockets, so I was like, how perfect would it be to just like, I can just stick them right in there, choose a few for the week, and just have fun. I love stickers so much, so that was really exciting. Okay, let's get into the books I read. This was not a reading month for me. I'll just say that. I think I only finished 2 books. Well, actually, that's impressive. Like, I say only 2, but for me, that's good. Oh yes, okay, so the first book I finished right at the beginning of the month is called The Forest of Stars by Heather Kasner. This was a middle grade fiction mystery book. I kind of got in this mood at the beginning of the month of just really wanting to read middle grade. I don't know what I just didn't want romance. I wanted some just like good fantasy. I just didn't want romance. I think that's really all it was and why I was kind of going that direction. And I really like this. I give it 3 stars. I think, again, it's tough because it's, you know, it's a middle grade book, so it's meant for a younger audience. And so when I'm kind of thinking of ratings, it's like there's sort of different things to keep in mind, I suppose, because a lot of the times the length can be shorter, things like that. Although this one I wouldn't say was. It was still 288 pages. I think for me it just felt like with the storyline it had, it could have been so much more expanded. But I, you know, at the same time I understand like keeping the storyline a little bit simpler is good for middle grade, but it's one of the, like, I loved the concept, I loved the story. It was basically about this girl who's born with magical powers, and this adventure she goes on to discover more about her parents and joins this circus. And yeah, I don't know, it was one of those where it's like I got to the end and I was like, I felt like every main plot line I could have just, I wanted more explanation, more story behind it. But overall, I thought it was really good. I loved just the feeling it gave me while reading. It was so perfect for that beginning of December. And then the other book I read, this was for my book club. It was The Christmas Tree Farm by Laurie Gilmore. This is in the series she does where there was the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which I did like, and then the second one is the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, which that one I got about halfway through and ended up DNFing. I don't know what it was. I think with these, it's sort of like they follow a very similar, they're very Hallmark-like, which I do like, but I think I just didn't like the story that particular couple was on. It just didn't really do anything for me. And so I gave this one, I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was a really fun Christmas read. I really liked the couple that this centered on. I loved the whole trajectory of it. So those were the books I read this month. They were fun. And there was quite a few that I did. It was like I was reading and then kind of DNF'd. I was reading another middle grade called Kringle that was meant to be sort of like the storyline behind Kris Kringle, like his origin story, and it was really, really cool. I think it just, I don't know, lost my attention. Yeah, okay, so should we get into decks? Let's get into decks. I don't have that much to show today because 2 of my favorites I don't have out because I may have already packed them away, because my holiday decks I tend to put with my holiday decorations. And so it was the Yuletide Tarot and the Yuletide Tales Lenormand. So those are included in my favorites. I think probably everyone has seen so much of them this month, but Christmas season, I love getting into those. I really use those 2 a ton, along with Seasons of the Witch Yule. And so that definitely kind of captured most of my tarot throughout the month. And I was gonna go get them, but again, I figured that everyone has seen a ton of them, so you probably all know what I'm talking about. I will put links to them below still, but yeah, those were definitely favorites just because starting from December 1st, that just was my focus of using my Christmas-themed, Yule-themed decks. But I do have 3 others that I did kind of intersperse throughout the month that I wanted to talk about. First being the Cottage Witch Oracle, because this I do have a Yule expansion for, and so I really edited it down. This is, with all of the expansions, this is a skinny deck because it can be rather large if you want it to be, but I really edited it down to, I don't know, a few birds that I see this time of year, a few random things that felt like it seasonally made sense, but then I really wanted to focus in on that Yule expansion, which I should just pull those out and show that, like, we've got Krampus, wreath, poinsettia, but I always, when did I come out with this? I made it last year, and it just was such a highlight last year, and I was so excited to get these specific cards out again and use them. And so this was another one I had so much fun with, and a lot of these are ones that I will keep in throughout the winter, like Jack Frost will stay. Some of them feel pretty specific to Yule and Christmas, like Candy Cane, but then Cranberry feels like it can, you know, go different directions. Got Belle I might keep in. And so, I don't know, I just have so much fun with this deck, and just the way it has become this thing that is so organic, and I continuously switch it around throughout the year to just match with the season. Santa Claus, and I think she is complete right now. The only thing I'm toying with is I feel like the one more specific season I don't have something like, I want to use the word specific again, but that's so repetitive. I guess the one thing it feels like I don't have specific cards for, like, because I really do enjoy, even if it's only using it for a month, having this Yule expansion, is something for that, like, autumn Samhain season. So that might be the only other thing I add. I don't really know, but yeah, really loved using this, and I'm already excited to, now that Yule is over, to kind of go through and rebuild the deck again. I have so much fun with that. So yeah, that was definitely a favorite this month. The other oracle I really got into this month was the Weird Weavings Oracle by Laura. It is, I was trying to see if it called itself a rune deck, but it is a rune deck. And I love it so much. I don't know. Will I ever stop talking about her? Probably not. I just am such a huge fan. I love her art style. I love what she does with her decks. And this did not disappoint. I used this a ton this month because I feel like it really did still fit with that holiday Yule vibe. But what I'm really excited about is, like, I just think it has this cozy feeling to it that's going to carry into the winter months, and I think it definitely could be used all year round, but something about this, like, folk art style really speaks to the fall and winter for me. And I really enjoyed this deck so much, and I just want to use it every day. I think what I like is that you get the rune, and then you do get a keyword that matches with the rune on the bottom, and then each card has a goddess associated with it, so you get a little bit of the story of the goddess. There's an animal and plant symbol in there. It just really, you get a lot in, like, such a little section of the guidebook. It's like everything she puts in there, she makes it count, you know what I mean? And I really loved this month. The backs are so pretty. So that was a huge highlight from the month. The Weird Weavings Oracle. And last but not least, the other deck, again, if I wasn't using one of my Christmas Yule themed decks, the tarot I found myself going to was the John Bauer tarot, because I do feel like this has a bit of a Yule feel to it. I mean, the bag itself, this is one of my favorite bags I've made, which is so funny because it's so simple, but I think just because the colors almost perfectly match up. I just really like that color combo. The sage green with the red. Like, these probably are some of my favorite backs on a deck. But yeah, the storybook theme of this makes me think you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me, for some reason, even though, like, I know John Bauer illustrations are used in, like, children's books, so that already exists as its own thing, but what it really reminds me of is Jan Brett books and illustrations. which she is like the queen of Christmas and winter stories. If you look at her collection of books, such a majority of them are centered around the winter time. And then there are a few that aren't, but it's like that just seems like where her style fits. And these cards really remind me of that. Oh, my computer's gonna make a noise. Don't. Okay, saved it. So yeah, this is one I tend to always want to get into in December too, but it's one that stays out all winter long. I love it so much. I'm really excited because for Dawn Michelle's Weaver practice, the theme is Enchanted Library, and so I actually think this is going to be the deck I use in January because it's got that storybook feel. Oh, I just love it. I think it's so beautiful. And I even love the little entries in the little white book, so I keep it in the bag, which I don't usually do, but I just really like using it with this deck, and I just think it's so pretty and just cozy, comforting. I love the picture book feel of it. So yeah, definitely another favorite from the month, the John Bauer Tarot, and I think that might be all I have to share today. Again, not a ton. It's like thinking of specific favorites this month felt like a bit of a struggle. I think just because there was so much to do in December, so much traveling happened that just like put me a little out of sorts. And so yeah, I think that's all I have to say. And I know I got into throughout the month with the vlog style a lot of things I was enjoying, so I think I'm just gonna let that be what it is. So I'd love to know what you were loving this month, what decks were you using, books reading, anything of the sort. I love hearing about that. But other than that, I hope you're having a great day so far and a happy new year, and I'll see you again very soon.